So when I was younger, I used to hear the saying, life begins at 50. And in my 20s and 30s, I was like, life begins at 50? Y'all on the back nine. What you bragging about? Like, you on the second half. How's your life just beginning? But for anybody that may hear that saying and think like I did 20, 30 years ago, I'm going to tell you why we say that, okay? When you're in your late teens and early 20s, you're trying to figure life out. You're trying to figure out your career path, what material things you want to obtain, how many kids you want to have. You're trying to find a relationship. When you find that relationship, you're trying to, be a partner with that person, appease that person. You're trying to figure that relationship out. Okay, so you're building that first 8 to 10 years of your life, building your career, finding a relationship, establishing that relationship, and beginning a family. And then you spend the next 18 to 21 years per child. And 9 times out of 10, children we don't all have twins or triplets. They're spaced out. So let's say you've got 6 years between the first child and the second child. Then you're talking about 26, 27 years of your life raising kids. And when you're raising children, you're making hella sacrifices. You're taking them to ball games. You're taking them to school events. Your life is revolved solely around those children if you're doing it right. But then you get in your 50s and your kids are raised. Your career is established. The material things that you wanted to obtain have been obtained. Now, they're not all paid for, but at least they're gotten. You know where you're at. You're established. You're rooted. With them kids grown, even though you're a parent for life and if they need you, you're there, but your life is not revolving around them anymore. They have their significant others. They're building their families. They're moving on with their life. And by God, it's time to live. It is for the first time in your life, because for the first 18 to 20 years, you lived under your parents, doing what your parents said to do, living how they wanted you to live. Then you started your life and you was living for your significant other and learning them and their ins and outs, and then living for your kids. And you hit 50, you got your relationship figured out, and your kids are grown, and by God, it's time to live for you. And when you're living for you and all the things that you've ever wanted have been pretty much established and there's nothing else to reach for, you can start enjoying the simple things in life, the finer things in life, such as time and peace and travel and memories. Don't get me wrong. Not that you have not made wonderful memories with your own family and your children. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying create those memories that were once just dreams. Like I said, traveling, peace, just being in a home that is peaceful. Now, don't get me wrong. I love when my kids come. I love when my grandkids come. I love the noise. I love the pitter-patter of feet on the floor. I love sitting in a room and closing my eyes and listening to their talking and their laughter and their stories. But then they walk out the door, and I love the peace too. I love the quietness, the serenity, the me time. Life, it begins at 50. And if you're young and you ever hear that, maybe that gives you some insight into why. But I'm going to tell you something. I hope to live to be 80, 85 years old, and this gives me another 30-some years to do me. Anyhow, just thought I'd let y'all in on that little piece of wisdom. Bye, y'all. Bye.